You're in a season of your life, in your 20s and early 30s, most of you, where you're learning to walk with the Lord day by day. First of all, I want to say congratulations to all of you because you're survivors. You made it without Instagram today. Congratulations. Fiji, especially you, bro. I don't know how you did it. Was that tough for y'all? Did y'all just keep going back like I did? Was it so tough? And then seeing the same one picture over and over and over and over. I'm like, I'm sick of that picture already. It was a good picture though. But I want to slide into your DMs right now. I'm going to call this a discipleship moment or a discipleship message. I want to disciple you because if we have the glory of the Lord, but you don't have the principles that will root and ground you in Jesus, you won't have a sustained revival. I had a conversation with my spiritual dad, Lou Engle, several months ago, and we were talking about revival, and he said, it's possible to have a revival, but still lose the heart of a nation. It's possible to have these moments in God's presence, but because we're not rooted in the Lord the way we need to be, it's almost like this flash in the pan moment, and you look back and then something happens in your life where a temptation comes, and then you're just swayed back and forth, and before you know it, you're off course because you're not anchored in God. And so this is a discipleship message because I could literally hear in the spirit some of you saying to me, tell me how to live day by day. Can you just help me out with my day today? Pastor Mom, Pastor Laura, PL, whatever you call me, can you just, because I struggle. I love the presence of God and I have a yes in my heart, but I'm struggling in my day to day. And if that is you and you're struggling in your day-to-day, you're not alone. It happens. We're learning, we're growing in our walk with Jesus. And as we grow, we stumble here and there. But I want to give you one of the most amazing tools that has helped me in my life. Some of you may have heard me share this story again, but it transformed my life. And I want to share that with you. Do you want to hear that today? So I call this Bubba's legacy. This is Bubba's legacy. I was 20 years old, gave my heart to God, gave my heart to Jesus, rededicated my life to Jesus, and went away to a Bible school type situation in Louisiana. And the guy who led my school, his name was Bubba. It's like, if you listen, it doesn't get more Cajun than Bubba. Bubba's a sweet man. He discipled me. He was the first to really help shape my life. And he had me do some really difficult things that I didn't want to do. But I said, I want you to show me. I want you to teach me how to live a successful life in Jesus. I don't want to fall. I don't want to mess up. I want to be strong in the Lord. And so he discipled me. And his people that discipled him was this thing called Agape Force, which was really intense, like spiritual boot camp. Like they could only take 5-minute showers, like intense. So he was kind of intense, but guess what? I needed that in my life because I lacked discipline. I lacked living a disciplined life. And God calls us to live disciplined life. There are spiritual disciplines that you need to learn in this season of your life that will grow you into a good father, that will grow you into a good husband. There are disciplines that you need to learn in this season of your life, okay? So here's my prayer, that you'll receive in this season of life revelation that will carry you through the rest of your life, in your 20s and beyond, through all the seasons of your life. My heart is that you will be in your 20s right now. You don't need to wait till you're 30. You don't need to wait till you're 40 or 60. That you will be anchored in Jesus, that your soul will be anchored in Jesus right now. That you'll learn that right now. You don't have to mess up, by the way. You don't have to fall into sin. You can avoid doing that. I did in my 20s. So you can do that. So here's what happened. Let me tell you the story. And then I'm gonna give you 2 things. So this discipleship thing was intense. It was like a 9-month thing. I finally finished, was really excited. I went back home to Houston, and then I came back to visit Bubba and their family. And he wrote this sticky note, and I think he put it on an envelope. I pulled off that sticky note, and I immediately put it in my Bible. This is the Bible I've had since 1994. okay? This is the Bible that I have all my notes, my personal history with the Lord. I love your apps, but you need to get a Bible, okay? That you can write things down in. So Bubba gave me the sticky note, and then I immediately put it right here in the cover of my Bible. And it's been there all these years. It's just been resting there because when I read it, I felt like I need to hang on to this. This is something that I feel like is going to speak to me. And this is what he said in this little sticky note. We love you and miss seeing you. Remember, and this is it. Remember, openness and obedience are keys to hearing from God. So simple. It wasn't a prophetic word. It wasn't long. It was just a short sentence. Openness and obedience are keys to hearing from God. And this sticky note right here in my life, through my 20s, through my 30s, and now even in my 40s, when I have gotten off course, because I have, when I am confused about the direction of my life, because I have been, I go back to this and I ask myself 2 questions. Number 1, am I truly being open with the Lord right now in this season of my life? Am I truly being open with what God's asking me to do? And I found that many times, there was one season in particular that I was in this really dark funk, like depressed. I was in a real dark season, and we were married. Gabe and I were married, and he was on a trip somewhere leading worship with some CFNI people, and I was at home, and I was just really in a really dark, like this cloud just came over me. And I was like, Lord, why do I feel this way? What is going on? And I realized that it had been months and months of the Lord asking me to do something that I didn't want to do. So I plugged my spiritual ears and just kept about my business. La la la, I can hear you. Well, I don't know. La, 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 la. I love you, Lord. But all the while, he's back here and he'd asked me to do something that was too hard. I thought was too hard for me. And so I was like, oh, that's just me. That's not the Lord. That's just me. I'm going to keep going. Da, 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 da. Went about my life. And before I knew it, months later, the trajectory of my relationship with the Lord was way off. And I was like, Lord, it'd been so many months. I actually forgot what he asked me to do. So I asked the Lord, why do I feel this way? Like, what's going on, God? Where are you? And he very quickly said, remember what I told you to do back here? Remember the last thing I asked you to do that you didn't do? Go back and do that thing and see what happens. I had been closed to the Lord. I'd closed my heart to God. Bubba used to say this all the time. Laura, are you being brutally honest with yourself in the presence of the Lord? Brutally honest with yourself. Are you being brutally honest? So here's what I've learned about your generation, and I love you guys so much. Oh my gosh, I love you so much. I'm becoming a student of your generation, and I was saying this to a group of people just yesterday. I've never seen a generation that's more introspective and searching of your hearts than you guys, and I love that about you. I love what you reshare in your stories. Very often, there are things about self-care. There are things about your Enneagram number. There are things about mental health. There are things that are very introspective. And I don't know if it's just because we didn't have Instagram back when I was younger that we didn't do that, but I do feel like there's something in you that you're becoming a student of your mental health and where you are. And I appreciate that about you. There is a danger in that though, because if you're not anchored in Jesus, and you are becoming self-aware, but you're not becoming Jesus-aware and imposing the cross over your life, you're gonna try to fix your own mental health. You're gonna try to, God, listen. The biggest thing that we get out of our relationship with God is not wholeness. It's a relationship with God. It's that we get to commune and connect with the divine. That Jesus came and died. Yes, we can be cleansed from our sins, right? But if we become only concerned about our own health and not that, Jesus, I get to be with you. Jesus, you broke the divide so that I can connect with you, so that I can be one with you. And a part of that is wholeness comes. But if wholeness is your main goal, if wholeness is the main thing that you're looking after and you're not looking at Jesus, you're getting it backwards. Because let me tell you, life is hard and things will happen that will make you feel unwhole. But everything you need is found in Jesus. I'm not saying I don't want you to be whole. I'm not saying I don't want you to understand what mental health struggles you're dealing with. So hear my heart, that's not what I'm saying. But some of us are trying to understand that more than we're understanding what the cross does. And that if we look at Jesus and we gaze at him, if we come into closer relationship with God, actually all those things kind of start taking care of themselves. But you find what you look for. So if you're looking for, okay, I'll just leave it there. The picture the Lord gave me about you guys is like what's that game? Hello. Pinball. Has anybody ever played pinball? Have you played pinball? No? You push the button or you pull the thing, I don't know. You push the button and then that ball comes out of y'all know what I'm talking about? You know how the ball goes ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. So what the Lord showed me is that for your generation, because there's so much going on, that's actually your thought life. That's actually your brain. A little overstimulated, a little stressed, a lot going on, and it's actually hard for you to sit and just focus on Jesus. Ding, 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 ding. Do they love me? Is that what's going on in my life? Where am I? And your brain jumps around, and then your soul becomes unsettled, and you don't feel anchored in God. You don't feel rooted in Jesus because you're all over the place. And I want you to, first of all, become aware of that. So that also has to do with openness, right? So there's two forms. There's I'm going to plug my ears because I don't want to hear. I'm going to go about my day and not be intentional because I don't want to hear. And then there's just whoa, life is pulling me around. My brain is everywhere and I can't even be open to you, God, because there's so many other things that are coming at me. When the Lord's like, I want you to learn to sit in my presence and listen to my voice. Be open to me. Be truly open. Sit down and go, God, I want to be open. I want to hear what you're saying. I don't want to have a closed heart. I don't want to have a mind that's jumping all over. I want to be open to hear what you're saying. The first thing you have to do is be brutally open and honest with yourself in the presence of God. The second thing is obedience. Oh, wait, first let me read this scripture to you. Psalm 131. If you are having an issue with that, openness, with your mind being overwhelmed and with the things that you're thinking about really causing you to be stressed out, this is a really great psalm for you. And I feel like the Lord wanted me to read this over you and to give you this psalm. And listen to what it says. My heart is not proud, Lord. My eyes are not haughty. And I don't concern myself with great matters or things that are too wonderful to me. In other words, things I don't understand. Verse 2 says this, but I have calmed and quieted myself like a weaned child with its mother. Like a weaned child, I am content. I've calmed and quieted myself. If you're looking for direction, if you're wondering what to do next, if you're looking for peace, if you have confusion, I'm telling you, everything you need is in the presence of the Lord, and he wants to make it known to you. But the way to do that is to calm and quiet your heart. Calm and quiet your spirit in the presence of the Lord.